Okay, so Hare Krishna, we welcome everyone, and today is August 12th, 2024. We have gathered here again in the evening to discuss chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita. This morning, we really had a fantastic time. We discussed about this chapter 10, which is which is truly an amazing chapter. Okay, so a reflection. When we look at these middle six chapters, which is all contains all confidential knowledge. Okay, so that means we start from the chapter 7. We have studied knowledge of the absolute. Then we went to the chapter 8, attaining the supreme. And yesterday we discussed on this chapter called the most confidential knowledge. And today we're going to discuss the opulence of the absolute. Okay, opulence of the absolute. So here, just outlook, it says all wondrous phenomena showing power, beauty, grandeur, or sublimity, either in the material world or in the spiritual, are but partial manifestation of Krishna's divine energy and opulence. So all the things that we're going to see here, that all the creation is only a partial. Okay. As the supreme cause of all causes and the support and essence of everything, Krishna is the supreme object of worship for all beings. Okay. So in this chapter, roughly, we're going to look at this the creation. Okay, we're going to look at the creation, how the thing is created, starting from Krishna, Goloka, Vrindavan. From there, we are going to discuss on this what they call how that extension, okay, how the earth is created, and who is actually our the Paramatma, and all these things are going to be discussed. And all right, okay. So once we are here, this is a very confidential topic, okay, and it's going to be very mind-blowing topic. So what I suggest to you, after we finish this program, kindly go back and read this chapter. In this chapter, there's so many things are going to be revealed, okay. See, when we look at all that way of life, or the ritual, or the typical ritualistic process, okay, in every religion or in every spiritual practice, what are they? Number one, we talk about doing charitable work. Then we talk about what they call charitable work, sacrifice, yagya, that means the fire sacrifice, homa, and what else? So they are visiting, going to the place of pilgrimage. So these are the typical way of doing ritual. So what is that? What is the reason for the ritual? The reason for the ritual is, of course, we would like to reduce our prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma means the karma that we are carrying with us from time immemorial. Okay, just as you know, as we discussed, we have passed through 8.4 million lifetime. Okay, and how long? When we look at this one cycle of Brahma's day and night times 1,000, it is one day of Brahma. Then another 1,000, it is the night of Brahma. Like that, Brahma is going to live around for roughly around 100 years. So far, in 50 years, we have passed through something like 165 trillion, 20 billion Earth years. All right, we have passed through. In that amount of time, we have gone through many varieties of birth. Example, we might have gone through, okay, just imagine in 8.4 million births or lifetime. In each lifetime, say we spend 1 year, okay, that is already 8.4 million years. But when we take a form of a animal, say like we take the form of a cow, we live in that body for 20 years. When we take the form of a dog, we take 10 years. When we take the form of a human being, we're going to take 10 years, 100 years. But what happened if you existed during Satya Yuga? Your lifespan roughly 100,000 years. Okay, what happened if you have taken the body of a tree where you stood there for few hundred years? Okay, what happened if you born in the form of a turtle or tortoise, where the lifespan at least can go up to 100, 200 years? So like that, we have taken all. That means we were here. That's why Prabhupada used to say, a disciple asked, so how long we have been around here? And he said, time immemorial. So that we cannot see the amount of time that we have been going around, taking birth and death in varieties of species in this, what they call, in this, what they call, in this material plane. So today is something is going to be a secret that's going to be revealed by Lord Krishna. And of course, what we're going to do, we're just going to go through a summary of it, the essence of it. But please, I believe that all of you are reading that chapter every time that after we discuss. Kindly study and read the chapter, and you start to see the amount of revelation, okay, the amount of revelation that is going to happen. In this chapter, you can start to see that Krishna speaks with authority. At the same time, you also can see Arjuna speaks in astonishment, full of prayer and full of kind of spiritual excitement. Okay, so before that, let's start our pranam, our Mangala Charan. We pay our homage in our, they call our gratitude to our spiritual master, to Srila Prabhupada and all the previous acharyas, and to Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and to Sri Sri Gauranitai. Okay, and we worship Bhagavad Gita. Okay, the worship of Bhagavad Gita, we chant this night, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And of course, we also pay our obeisances to our respect or pranam to Lord, what they call, Vyasadev, Mother Saraswati, and Bhagavata, the Bhagavata Puran. Okay, because the Bhagavata Purana is considered king of Vedas. So after we pay obeisances, our respect or pranam, then we start our program. Okay, why we have to do that? In this chapter, you'll realize. In this chapter, you realize how fortunate are you to be here to discuss on this. You start to think about your blessings, that you are the chosen ones. You are the one that roughly you are already on your way back home, back to Godhead. You are the one now on your way to stop this process of repeated birth and death. You are already in the process of stopping repeated birth and death. You are already on your way for things that beyond liberation. All this while we are thinking of going, we want to be liberated. I wanted to get moksha. So that, sometimes on the Amavasa day, we go and put the moksha deepam. First, we don't need to do all these things. We are beyond that. Okay? We are beyond that moksha. We are beyond that heaven. We are beyond Indraloka. We are even beyond Brahmaloka. We are beyond everything. And also, you will start to see what happened if you study Bhagavad Gita. Where do you stand in the hierarchy? We are not talking about the hierarchy of a mundane world, or we are not talking about the hierarchy of a human being. Are we beyond that? All these things are going to be revealed today, and I'm so excited to start. So let's do our invocation prayer and let's start the program. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragramatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasacharistarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So, let's start our program. Today, we're going to discuss on chapter 10. I hope you all can see the slides. Okay. So, oh yeah, before that, I need to put me as the spotlight. So, I'm clear.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So, ISKCON Malaysia, along with ISKCON First Garden Bhakti Yoga Center, Ipoh, proudly presents Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. So now let's take darshan from the Lordship, Sri Sri Gauranitai, the presiding deity of ISKCON Vrindavan. When you look on the right hand side here, this is the form of Krishna came to relish his own bhakti. He's wondering why people are excited so much. So he came into Kali Yuga just to introduce the sublime method of achieving highest perfection. That is by performing Harinama Sankirtan. That means just simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you achieve the perfection. See, anything that we learned, any subject, anything that we do, everything is actually taught by Krishna. Krishna has to come down to teach. Like for instance, 5,000 years ago, Bhagavad Gita came, Krishna came and to teach Bhagavad Gita, so that people like us in Kali Yuga could accept it, could practice it, a very practical way, right? Then again, that same Krishna, 4,500 years later, that is roughly around 500 years ago, he came in the form of Gaura Nitai. So that means Mahaprabhu Gauranga here, when you see, he is the Krishna and Radha combined, he came. And over this side, you see, this is Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram, who is also known as Adi Guru. Okay, he is also known as Adi Guru or the Supreme Guru. He came just to teach us the most sublime method. Anything that we learn from Krishna. Example, okay, I just think about one example. Like for instance, Ayurveda or the treatment, medical treatment. Medical. All right, where do we learn? Who came? So Krishna in the form of Dhanvantri, Vishnu in the form of Dhanvantri came and he created this, what they call, like he's the one who came and taught us about the science of Ayurveda. Everything comes from Krishna. Okay. So in Kali Yuga, both of them came just to teach us the sublime method of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The perfection that you can achieve by just doing the simple ritual, it is exactly the same that what in people in Satya Yuga for 100,000 years, they were meditating until all the whole skin disappear. Only they are in a skeleton. The same benefit that in Dwapara Yuga, where in Treta Yuga, where they do a big fire sacrifice with all the fine ingredients. The same benefit in a Dwapara Yuga, where they built a huge temple and do opulent deity worship. All these benefit, which is takes so much of endeavor, we can easily achieve by simply chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare in Kali Yuga. So both of them came and showed a practical way how we can achieve to that highest perfection. And this is the same Gaur Nitai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So the same Krishna Balaram came as the form of Gaur Nitai. Okay, and they came and teach us the highest perfection of bhakti, that is to achieve the association of this Sri Sri Radha Krishna in Goloka Dham. So this is the Dham that is beyond every school of thought. They are their maximum level they can think of going up to what they call going up to this spiritual sky. Okay, before that, did I lag just now? Did I lag? Is there any lagging?
Yes,
A
Prabhu,
bit,
yes,
a bit, Prabhu.
A bit, huh?
Now you're okay.
No, because my internet is supposed to be fast. Just give me a second. Huh? Okay. So my children are using the internet, so that's why it's lagging. All right. So, so let's dedicate our program today to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay. And after the dedication, now let's look at this today's Gita Mahatmya. Today's Gita Mahatmya is from Vaishnava Tantrasara, I think text 72, because I forgot to put the text number. Okay. And this is going to be very mind-blowing. Let's look at this. Gita Mahatmya, or the benefit of Bhagavad Gita. Ye shrinvanti patantyeva Gita Shastram aharnisham Nate vai manusha nyeya Deva Rupa na Sangsayaha. Ye shrinvanti patantye eva Gita Shastram aharnisam Nate vai manusha Jneya Deva Rupa na Sangshaya. So Krishna says here, I mean, this Mahatmya says, one who day and night hears and recites the Gita. How? Day and night. Is never to be taken as a mere human being. So my dear Prabhus and mothers, think about it. When you are studying Gita, of course, this is the understanding, but don't get carried away thinking that you're so great. That's the fall down will happen. This is the one that, what they call, this is what they call benefit. Okay, so one who day and night hears and recites the Gita is never to be taken as a mere human being. Okay, you're not just an ordinary human being. Without a doubt, he's a veritable God. What does it mean by veritable God? The word veritable, okay, the word veritable is actually a what they call, it is a synonym. Okay. So, in other words, is a veritable is used to describe something as another, more exciting. That means, example, the meal today is veritably a feast. That means, in other words, what does it mean? That means when we are just having a normal meal, example, you are just having a food, okay, and you are so satisfied, and you are telling today it's not an ordinary food, but it's merely a feast, veritably a feast. So it's a synonym. All right, it is just to link. So that means here, what it says here, without a doubt, he's veritably a God. That means, in other words, if you could study Bhagavad Gita very seriously, day and night, you are just like a God. But of course, we are not. But it's just an expression. That means you are beyond the human sphere. You are beyond all these devatas, all the demigod sphere. You are beyond all these spheres. Okay, how? If one reads and hears and recites Gita, okay, with so much of concentration. Okay, this Mahatmya, it is not something that blabbers or something like gives you a kind of over exaggeration. it's not an over exaggeration, because when you have taken Bhagavad Gita as your lifestyle, if you're going to study Bhagavad Gita day and night, you start to see the amount of transformation happen. That means you are no longer in that human status, because you have already understood you are not the body. You are on your way for purification. You are into transcendental activity, and you're linking to Krishna. Because what Krishna says, if a person who reads Gita, who always meditate upon me, he always lives in me. The one who abides in me, he always lives in me. That means what? That means you are part of his associate. That means we are creating that association, or we are creating all our forgotten association. Chapter 6 to 12 are the essence of the Gita. If one is fortunate to understand, Gita, especially these middle 6 chapters, in the association of a devotee, then his life at once becomes glorified. His life becomes glorified beyond all penance, all sacrifice, all charities, and all speculation, etc. That means your life becomes glorified. And who said this? It is said by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 28. In text 28, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society, who translated Bhagavad Gita as it is from the original source, said this in his purport. What else we can doubt that? What else there's to be doubt about? Okay, maybe we can say, oh, okay, this Mahatmya spoken maybe 5,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago. It's quite an old text. They did some kind of exaggeration. But here, Prabhupada spoke about this. So what is it got to be doubt about? So that's middle 6 chapters. If you can just master it, you are considered extraordinary personalities. Let's look at this, understanding the Gita. Just what is Bhagavad Gita? Again, the question. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind. Okay. So the purpose, what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? Is to deliver mankind. From what? From nations. Nations means what? Ignorance. Okay, ignorance of what? Of material existence. We are here appearing, we are existing here materially, and we are thinking and seeing that everything looks sure real, looks true, and we are getting so attached to, because everything end of the day is perishable. Okay, we discussed that. So that means in material existence, every man is in difficulty. Is in difficulty in so many ways. Okay, you can be a person born in Malaysia or in Bangladesh or in the most peaceful country like Switzerland, Sweden, anywhere in the world, there are difficulty. As Arjuna was also in difficulty in having to fight, because he's in difficulty because he have to fight the battle of Kurukshetra against his family members. Arjuna surrendered unto Sri Krishna, and consequently, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Because of that, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Not only Arjuna, but every one of us in full of anxieties. Yes or not? Every one of us are in full of anxiety because of this material existence. This material existence is definitely an anxiety. So our very existence is in the atmosphere of non-existence. So what does that mean? We are existing in a place of an environment which is non-existent. So what does that mean, non-existent? That means, are we trying to speak some kind of Buddhist thing, that we are just going to enter into something which doesn't exist? What does that mean by atmosphere non-existence? Because the non-existence means, this is so temporary. Later, I will show you what does that mean in the atmosphere of non-existence. So actually, we are not meant to be threatened by non-existence. We are not supposed to be threatened by non-existence. Okay? Because our existence is eternal. Okay? Imagine you go to a house. Okay, if you are renting a house, will you like to rent a house? That means you're moving into a house with your family. All right? With all the properties and everything, are moving into that house. If the person says, the landlord says, no, you only can make 6 months, what do you call? 6 months, 6 months contract. You dare to take that do you dare to sign the contract? Do you dare to go into a house with 6 months contract with your family and with all your properties? Yes or no? Anyone? Anyone living in a rental house, or anyone who have done this rental business or property business? Come on, say something. Or you don't understand? You understand my question or not? Am I audible?
Yeah, what's your
Right.
question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So-
don't think so we will do it
Why, Prabhu?
because it's going to be discomforting.
Exactly. Just imagine after 6 months, the floor asks you to go leave the house. You know, it's not be comfortable, right? So what we usually do, we will try to make an agreement at least 3 years with guaranteed renewal for 10 years. Okay, first we make, okay, now the agreement is 3 years, but guaranteed renewable of this contract for the next 10 years. When the guy agree, okay, because I know for the next 10 years I can live in this house. It is not something that I go and just simply rent for the. That means we are going into a place which is temporary. So that means we are not meant to be. That means it creates a lot of anxiety in us. So the existence is eternal. But some or other we are put into asat. Asat refers to, what is asat refers to? Which does not exist. Sat means eternal. Asat means not eternal. That's why we call Satchit Ananda. Sat, eternal. Asat means not eternal. So we are put into this kind of situation, and that's why we are in so much of anxiety. Look at what happened in Bangladesh. All right. The Muslim mobs are going and attacking all the Hindus and creating such a big, what they call is creating a big mess. All right. They're burning and all this. Okay. They're burning the temple is one side, but they're destroying their home. And people there, they are saying they've been living there for generation. The generation, there's one particular person was saying, I remember I'm living in this house for the last 7 generations. So 7 generations, roughly what, 500 years. That's the family home. 500 years they are living, parambara, one after one after one after 1 hour. Suddenly one guy come and tell, go, get out from this place. This place doesn't belong to you. You know? So how does it mean? So what type of anxiety is that? So this is what it meant. Okay? All these things we're going to discuss. Okay. Now, so today we're going to discuss on chapter 10. The chapter 10, the title is The Opulence. Opulence means, you know, right? The glorious opulence of the absolute. Now, let's look at this. Remember the Lord. Chapter 10 describes the Lord's opulence on which a devotee can fix his mind and how to remember him when we see opulent. When we start to see opulent thing around you, how we can fix our mind and remember things. Powerful and beautiful things in this world. 10.1. Let's start. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Bhuya Eva Mahabahu Shrinnu Me Paramang Vachaha Yattehang Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hitakamyaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again. Now Krishna is speaking with authority. Listen again. This is very exciting. I really want you to pay attention to this. I really want you to really pay attention to each and every sentence Krishna speaks here. And please go back and read it. Okay? Because he says, listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna. Because you are my dear friend. You are my very dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further. And what did he say? The most interesting part he said is this. For your benefit, I shall give you, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Can you imagine this statement? Krishna says, oh mighty armed Arjuna, you're my friend. Krishna wants you to become his friend, his lover, his student, his disciple, his devotee. Okay? But here Krishna says, because you are my dear friend, Arjuna. Because until chapter 9 is good enough for us to get liberated. But in chapter 10, let's see what Krishna says. Giving knowledge that is better. That means even chapter 9, which is supposed to be a confidential knowledge. That means is this knowledge which is going to be something better than more chapter by chapter 9. Just think about it. Giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Okay, that is what is something which is going to be really mind-blowing in this chapter. Okay, let's look at this 10.2. Now, after that, Krishna continues the better, the further knowledge that is going to give, which is more secretive, more secret. He says, sorry, more confidential. He says, Name vidu sura ganaha prabhavang na maharishayaha. Maharishi means the great sages. Aham adirhi devanam. Devanam means the demigods, the devas. Maharishinam cha sarvashaha. He says, neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. Even they don't know. For in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and the sages. So now I want you to think about these two words. That means he says, neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. Know my origin. Sometimes we see that Brahma, Shiva all used to go and approach Vishnu. What does that mean? What do you mean they don't know? We will discuss as we go on. Okay? And I am the source of demigods and the sages. And 10.7, Krishna says, Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yo veti tatvataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra sangshayaha. One who factually convinced of this opulence. So when we are really convinced of this opulence and the mystic power of mind, engages in unalloyed. What does it mean unalloyed? Alloy means two metal combined. To increase, it will become lighter and durable. So unalloyed means there's no mix. All right, it is not a mixture. So it is standalone. So that means those who are convinced with this opulence or mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed. That means you are engaging in the real self without any mixture. All right, unalloyed devotional service. Okay, of these there's no doubt. So another thing that we understand from this verse is, if once you understand this, you definitely going to engage yourself in an unalloyed devotional service. Now, okay. Now what we're going to discuss here, Chatusloki. The Chatusloki means, Chatu means four, Sloki means sloka. So this four sloka is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, in this four sloka is the ultimate truth. The entire thing that is supposed to understand in Bhagavad Gita is in this. The secret of the Bhagavad Gita is called the Chatusloki. Okay, the four slokas. Now let's see what it says. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mang buddha bhava samanvitaha. Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. That means everything is coming out from him. The wise who perfectly know this, the one who perfectly knows this, engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. They start to worship Krishna with all their hearts. Okay. Now let's look at this. This is Karana Dakshai Vishnu. So this Karana Dakshai Vishnu is lying in the Karana ocean or the causal ocean. And from there, it is creating a lot of material, this thing. Okay. Let me just show you some okay, yeah, sure, share the whiteboard. Okay. Now, when you look at this, so I try to briefly explain to you. Okay. Now, there is a huge planet. And in between, Okay. So this area we call as this one we call as hey, what happened? It's called as okay. This thing is called as Devi Dham, or we call it as the material universe. Okay. In Devi Dham, okay, Devi Dham, or in other words, we also called it as the material universe. And here, this place we call as okay, here. Okay, this we call as Kailash. So Kailash is here. So the Kailash is a border between the material world and the spiritual world. And here, and this one we call as Viraja River. So this Viraja River, it is the one who creates the natural border. Okay, this is the river here. Okay, this is the river. Okay, there's a big river which is flowing. So this is the Viraja River. So this Viraja River that divides the material and the spiritual world. Okay, now let's look at this. So here, here in the middle of this place, okay, there's a sorry for my drawing. I'm trying my best to draw. How does it look to all of you? Okay.
Very perfect.
Huh?
Very nice.
Nice. Okay.
Lotus flower.
Okay, yes, lotus flower. Okay, so like this. Okay, I shouldn't get carried away. If not, my drawing will be out. So like this, all right? Okay, now what we understand from, okay, what is this? Let's identify. This is called Goloka. Okay, Vrindavan. Okay, this place is called as the Goloka. Okay, Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, and this area is called as the spiritual sky. Okay, or in other words, we called it as the Vaikunta, all the Vaikunta planets. So these Vaikunta planets, what is Vaikunta planets? So this Vaikunta planet is basically all these okay. So you see all the petals here. All these petals are varieties of Vaikunta planet. Okay, all these are Vaikunta planets. That means all the petals are called all varieties of Vaikunta planet. And in between there's a place called Goloka Vrindavan, which is among, when you see the lotus flower, the hole in the middle, the WHORL. I don't know how to hole. I don't know how to pronounce hall or something. Hole. The middle is the place where Krishna's pastime. Okay. Now what we do? Let's take out this. Take this Devi Dam out. Okay. Now let's look at this. Now we take the Devi Dam. So this is the Devi Dam or the material universe. Okay, in this material universe, see what happened. Now, at the bottom here, at the bottom of this material universe, okay, we call this, okay, who lives here? This is the place where this place where this what do you call? Garbho Dakshyasi Vishnu. Okay, this is the place. Who lives here? Garbho Dakshai Vishnu is at the bottom here. Okay, so Garbho Dakshai Vishnu is at the bottom. And on the top of this material universe, you see, I mean, it's over here, over this side. Okay, who lives here? Brahma. Okay, Lord Brahma lives, that means he's here. So at the bottom of this universe is Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, and at the top is Brahma. And how the thing happened is true like this. That means, in other words, from the navel of Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, okay, from the navel of Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, there came a stem. So from the navel of Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, okay. So from the navel appears, okay, from there appears Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma. That means from the navel, there's a stem, and this is the lotus flower. This is the lotus flower, and there appeared Lord Brahma. So from Garbho Dakshai Vishnu to Brahma, in between there's a 14 planetary system. So in the middle is the earth. 1. Okay. That means 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And 6. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So like this, there are 14 planetary system. And in that system, we see the middle one, we call this as the Bhuloka. Okay, we call this as Bhuloka. Or in other words, we call E-A-R-T-H, Earth. Okay, this is a place, we call it as the Earth. So far, so good? Everyone following me?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is the Bhuloka, and this is 1. Okay, now where this universe appeared? So this universe appeared like this. Okay, again, the universe is appeared in a way. Okay, that means first we see okay, there is okay, there's a Krishna Loka. Okay, this one I better type it. Okay, here first is appeared Krishna. Then from Krishna came expanded Balaram. Okay, and after Balaram, okay, there are expansion. There's a few expansions. So if I want write, it's going to take a lot of time. Okay, you see like Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarsana, and Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarsana, then Vasudeva, and all these things. Okay, so that means there is expansion in between, and from there it came Mahavishnu and Mahavishnu, and after that from Mahavishnu came Karana Dakshyasi. Karana Dakshyasi Vishnu. Okay, Karana Dakshai Vishnu, and from Karana Dakshai Vishnu came Garbo Daksyasi Vishnu. Garbo Dakshai Vishnu. So that appears Garbo Dakshai. And from Garbo Dakshai Vishnu, further expanded. Okay, so from Garbo Dakshai, then here from Garbo Dakshai, there's appear another one is called what is the name? Shiro Dakshai. Shiro Dakshai. Vishnu. So from here appears that Shiro Dakshai Vishnu. And this Shiro Dakshai Vishnu is called as localized.
Mama.
What is that? Localized expansion. Okay, it's known as this Shiro Dakshai Vishnu is known as localized expansion, or at the same time, he also known as Paramatma. Okay, and so where does he live? He live in this place called. Okay, live in this place called Sweta Dvipa. Okay, or sometimes you also call it as the pole star. STAR. Okay, in this material universe. Okay, Sweta Dvipa. Okay, now let's look at this. Okay, now for now I remove this. Okay, I hide this thing because I don't want to confuse you now. Okay, I hide this. Okay, now, and also I hide this. Okay, this thing is no need to know for now. Now let's look at this. So what happened? First, Krishna from Goloka, he expanded as Balaram. From Balaram, of course, there's many expansion like Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarsana, and all this. Okay, then started Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is the Supreme Narayana. And from Mahavishnu, there's an expansion called Karana Dakshai Vishnu. This Karana Dakshai Vishnu is known as the causal ocean, the one who creates the cause of creation. Karana means cause. In English, we call causal ocean. In Tamil, we call Karanam. Karanam means the reason. Okay, Sabab. Okay, Karana also can call Sabab. So this Karana Dakshai Vishnu means the person who created, the one who caused the creation. All right? And from Karana Dakshai Vishnu, it came Garbo Dakshai Vishnu. Okay, now it's like this. Now, example, if you put your hand in the water, okay, if you go to the pool or maybe you just take a pail of water, you just put inside your hand. Do you see bubbles in your hand? Do you see kind of air bubble appear in your hand? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes or not?
Yes.
There's a bubble. Usually there'll be a bubble, right? You see there's a bubble be sticking to your skin, correct or not? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is the one. So what happened? The Karana Dakshai Vishnu, once he go into the ocean of causal ocean, his body, from all the pores of his body, start to create bubbles. He start to create what? Okay, that means, in other words, okay. In other words, when he enters the ocean, okay, he start to create bubbles. There are so many bubbles start to appear. Okay, so many bubbles. So that means from him, okay, that means when he enter into that into that this thing, the water. That means who? Karnadakshayi. Karnadakshayi Vishnu, once he enter into the water, he start to produce bubble from the body. Okay. And there are so many bubbles start appearing. There's so many bubbles start appearing around him. There's innumerable bubble, millions and trillions of bubble. Can you count the bubble or not? We can't count the bubble, right? I'm suddenly all quiet. You can participate and see something, so it's going to be more exciting for me. Right.
Definitely cannot count, Prabhu.
Okay, you see all the bubbles, right? So this bubble is there. Okay, what is this bubble? Okay, now let's take the bubble out. Take one bubble out. So we take one bubble out from this situation. So that means, say I just take one bubble out and expand it big. Okay. These bubbles are known as universe. So that means each bubble is every individual universe. So far, so good?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So this bubble is creating each and every individual. So when this universe happen, now let's see what's happened. Now our Lord, what do you call? Lord, who is this box here? Karnadakshayi Vishnu, correct or not? So Karnadakshayi Vishnu, he expanded himself and he entered into every bubble. He entered into every bubble. You understand? He expanded himself and he enters into every bubble. Okay. What does he enter? He enters into every bubble as Garbha. Okay. Enters into G-A-R-B-A, Garbha. Okay, Garbha Dakshayi. So what does a Garbha Dakshayi Vishnu means? So he enters into every bubble as a Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. What is Garbha means? Pregnant. The one, like for instance, when you go to temple, the place where the deity is kept, they call Garbha Graga, something, Garbha Kraga. All right. And we talk about pregnancy, that means we are Garbha, we are pregnant. And the ritual of impregnating your wife, you know, remember that we studied a few days ago, that's called Garbha Dana. Garbha means to be in a closed place. Okay. So far, so good. In a place, a closed area is called Garbho Dakshayi, Garbho. So that means this Karna Dakshayi Vishnu, from his bubble, he created all the bubbles that is considered all individual universe. From that individual universe, what happened? All the universe started, then he entered into every universe as Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. And from that universe, he entered as Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. And from him, the navel starts Lord Brahma. And in between, all the creation starts, all the planets starts in between. So far, so good?
Yes, Prabhu.
You got it, huh? All right. Now, okay. Where's the thing that I hide? Oops. Okay. So that means he entered into every universe as the Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. Okay. He entered into every universe as Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. So far, so good. Now you understand that. Okay. Now let's look further. Now let's look at the next principle. Now what happened? So this Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu. Okay. That means, in other words, this Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu living in a dark universe because it's Devi Dham. All right. This is Devi Dham. And Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu lives at the bottom. He lives here. Okay. He lives at the bottom here. And above here, You see Lord Brahma lives here. Lord Brahma lives here. And now what happened? These Garbho Dakshai Vishnu further expand. Okay. Garbha expands. Okay. What he expands as? He expands it. Shirodakshai Vishnu. So, who is Shirodakshai Vishnu? Shirodakshai Vishnu is a local planetary expansion. So, local plan, that's the word that I was thinking. You know, in the morning I was thinking, what is the word? This is called the local planetary expansion. That means, in other words, this Vishnu came in a localized form, local planetary. That means he created, he expanded just for these planets. So who is he? He is the Paramatma that lives with us, within us. And secondly, he lives in Sveta Dvipa. Okay, he lives in Sveta Dvip. So Sveta Dvip. Okay, what is Sveta Dvip? Also called as the pole star. Okay, it's called as pole star. All right. So where does pole star see? It is somewhere around this area. All right. This area is called. Okay, this area called Sveta Dvipa. Sveta Dvip. Okay, and this is what is called material Vaikuntha. Material Vaikuntha. That means there's a Vaikuntha that stays in material world. But you must understand, later we're going to discuss that. Even that material Vaikuntha is still considered spiritual, even though staying in this material world. Okay, anyway. So, he's the one. So, what is his job of Shirodakshai Vishnu? Vishnu means the one who pervades everywhere, in every atom. So, he lives in every one of our heart. He stays with us. Number one. Number two, he is what they call? He's the one that creates. He's the one that creates. He's the one that goes into every atom. When he enters into every atom, all the atoms start to manifest. So just like everything is stagnant, but when he enters into every atom, so all the atoms will start working. Okay, you understand? Any questions so far? Okay.
Understand, Prabhu.
Okay, great. So now let's look at this chapter. Okay, now can you see? This is Shirodakshai, Karana Dakshai Vishnu. From him, from the body, or from the perspiration, so many planets are coming out. So many universes are coming out from his bubble, from his body. Then he talk about each bubble, that from each bubble he enters as Garbho Dakshai Vishnu. He enters as Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, who lives at the bottom, and from the bottom the navel goes up, and up there Lord Brahma lives. And in between, all the 14 planetary system is in between. All right. So in between. Okay. So from here, it's Garbho Dakshai Vishnu. Okay. In this, from the top to the bottom, see what happened. So we are here, Burloka. Okay. That's the middle planetary system. Then let's look at the upper planetary. Burloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka. The Lord Brahma's abode. That is higher planet, which is subtle in form. But when you look at the lower planet, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. Patala means the place is Piturloka and hellish planet. So that means when the person is taken and really burnt and really go through a severe torturing in hell, then they put into this place called Piturloka. Piturloka means the planets of forefather. That means they stay there as long as they get a body. If they don't get a body, they remain in that gross, in a horrible, with a form without a body. That's why every year we do Pinda. When we offer Pinda, we are offering the Pinda. That means it goes to them. And imagine on Adi Amavasya day that all of you have pledged a book, have pledged, that you have dedicated your reading of Bhagavad Gita. imagine they get liberated from this patala. Okay, now it's like this. Now let's look at this. This is called Shirodakshai Vishnu. Remember the Shirodakshai Vishnu? The localized planetary expansion. Do you remember that or not? Just now I draw the last one. Shirodakshai Vishnu.
Yes.
Who lives in
Shirodakshai
Sweta. Yes, very good. So that's the Shirodakshai Vishnu, and he lives in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So when we leave this world, we go back to Godhead. Shirodakshai Vishnu will stay back. Only we go. The day that we fall here, the Shirodakshai Vishnu is following us until the day that we are done. He leaves us, then we go back straight to Krishna. And where does he stay? He stay in a place called Sweta Dvip. Remember Sweta Dvip, the pole star. So that pole star, this Shirodakshai or the Vaikunta in material planet is there. So what we can understand from here? So every Devatas, now you understand, they says even Devatas cannot understand his origin, because Devatas could understand his origin up to Sweta Dvip. They don't understand the thing beyond that, like Garbhodakshai, Karnadakshai, then Narayana, Mahavishnu. Then from there we go up to Asit, what they call all that expansion, then Balaram, Krishna. That's why Krishna says even they don't understand my opinions. Because that. So whenever we see that there's a trouble, we see trouble happen. Like Hiranyakasipu coming and terrorize. Okay, Hiranyakasipu, okay. Where do Hiranyakasipu all stays? All right, they all like to go to this Swargaloka, Indraloka, where heavenly planets. Who lives there? The realm of 33 million demigods and demons. So they stay together there. And always they have conflict. Always they fight among themselves. So suddenly when the demon become very powerful, they all will run. All the Devatas will run to Sweta Dvip, the pole star, and go and ask Krishna or ask this Vishnu for help. They say, dear Vishnu, this guy, Hiranyakasipu is terrorizing. Hiranyaksha is terrorizing. Ravana is terrorizing. And he says, don't worry, I'll come down. So that is the form. So that means all the Leela avatar, when we talk about like Narsingadev and all these, all the avatars, Dhanvantari and all these are expanded from this Sweta Dvip. So the question is, so that means they are not the real spiritual Vishnu. Are they still a material Vishnu? No, they're still spiritual. So that means they expanded here. And of course, with all their Leela, they take the devotees and go back to spiritual sky, to their realm. Okay, anyway, I don't want to confuse you on that. Later, when we have a chance, if Krishna willing, when we're going to have a Bhagavatam class, we're going to discuss on Srimad Bhagavatam. If you all start to own a Bhagavatam set, you will understand. We can discuss this further. All right, that's Shirodakshai Vishnu. Do you all understand? Shirodakshai Vishnu. So,
Yes.
okay. Now, let's look at another Chatusloki, 10.9. Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mang nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. What Krishna says here, very nice. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. That means the thoughts of pure devotee, if you become pure devotee, you always think about Krishna. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So this is what eventually you'll become one day. All right, one day, definitely all of you are going to be a pure devotee of the Lord. And what is a pure devotee? When all the contamination leaves. And how do we leave the contamination? With constant practice. Remember, Krishna says constant practice. So how I suggest you to start, chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavad Gita, and start that slowly, anarthas will go, anartha nivirti. Then all this one by one, all these dirty things and pollutant things and all contaminating things, the fear, anger, attachment, all will start to go one by one, because your ego, your false ego, right? Remember how your mind and your intelligence will be conflict among themselves. When these two purified, the false ego will start to change, and you start to change, then you start to serve Krishna. Then one day you're going to start cook and offer food to Krishna. You're going to take prasadam, and your tongue is going to be satisfied. Your thoughts are going to be satisfied. Your eyes are going to be satisfied. Slowly, step by step, maybe in this birth, then you're going to continue again the following birth, then you're going to do. Eventually, you will come to this level. You will become a pure devotee of the Lord. So what is that pure devotee of the Lord? This is also say, sometimes you say, oh, look at that pure devotee. Look at this pure devotee. So Krishna says, who is that pure devotee? So we do not need to speculate in the future, or we do not need to be confused who is that pure devotee is all about. So he says, the thoughts of my purity dwells in me. The one who always think of Krishna 24/7. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. They are just devoted to serve him. And they derive great satisfaction. How? And bliss from always enlightening one another. They got nothing mundane still talk. They don't talk about this, what happened in Bangladesh, what happened here, what happened to Palestine, they are not interested. Because they know this place is full of trouble. Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. Right? And this is Kali Yuga, age of quarrel and hypocrisy. People can talk so nicely in front of you, say what's happening in Bangladesh. They are best neighbors. Suddenly, because of this, the guy came and raped the woman and killed the woman right in front of the husband, or in front of the father, and killed all of them, chopped into pieces. It's a kind of betrayal, hypocrisy. You say, oh, why? Because this is what Kali Yuga is all about. Right? So that means we know, okay, that means we know all these things, Kali Yuga, okay, I'm just not bothered. So they are always great satisfaction by enlightening one another about what? Talking about Krishna. They got nothing else but to talk about Krishna. And that's the example of Srila Prabhupada. Can you see Srila Prabhupada over here? He takes so much of pleasure traveling around the world and he speaks about Krishna and nothing else. He made Krishna as a lifestyle. He made Krishna as a point that the devotees, everybody speaks about Krishna 24/7. Right? So now let's look at 10:10. Te sang satata yuktanang bhajatang pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogantang yena mam upayanti te. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Look at that. Isn't that very interesting? Isn't that very exciting? We might be sitting and wondering, how am I supposed to do that? I know that going back to Krishna is so nice. You know, it's not interesting to stay here. You know, like what the CS Prabhu was saying, can I be liberated? The initial questions, you know, I remember you asking, if I go there, what happened if I liberated? I born in a poor family. What is going to happen? You know, now I'm having a good life. You know, all these kind of thoughts are there. How am I going to do? What am I going to do? Look here. Krishna says very clearly, those who are constantly devoted, constantly, not once in a while, whenever you feel like it, constantly, every day, constantly, in serving me with love. How you can serve Krishna with love? For a start, read Gita. Simple as that. Read Bhagavad Gita. Carry your Bhagavad Gita wherever you go. So devoted to serving me, I give that understanding. So Krishna says, of course, he gave a lot of example in our previous text, previous verses. You do this, you come to me. You practice this, you come to me. You give up everything, you just work on my behalf. By doing that, at the time of that, you will come to me. So that means he gives so many options. But now, which options are we going to apply? What options can I apply when I have so many options around me? All right. That's why I say it's always easy to eat khichdi. What is khichdi? You take everything and boil it in one dish. It's a Prabhupada's favorite. And also, I love khichdi. And they say, the food that serves the king and feed the beggar. All right. What does it? It looks like a porridge. It's a kind of traditional porridge. You put all the vegetable, put it inside and marinate with ghee and all this, just serve to Krishna and just take khichdi. And why is this so nice to eat? You don't have any other option. Just take and put in your mouth. But what happens if you go to the feast where they offer you 16 items? You know, it's actually, when you look at this, our Indian culture, when they serve you 16 items, consider it's a lavish feast. Right? Lavish feast. So sometimes we see that in our temple in Ipoh, we do that. In fact, in our house, whoever comes, we do that. 16 items. Imagine rice with all 15 varieties. And when the thing served to you, you'll be wondering, Alama, where to start? Huh? Right? Where to start? Should I take this first or should I take that first? Should I take? You'll be confused. So what Krishna says is very simple. Just do what you're doing. I give that understanding. I will reveal that understanding from inside your heart. As Shirodaksha Vishnu, as Paramatma that lives in your heart, he will give you the understanding. What is your way of attaining Krishna? And that way is going to be very authentic. Okay? Because we must understand. We must understand that all of us are very unique beings. All of us are individual. All of us have our separate thumbprint. And this separate thumbprint is something that never existed before. And it will never exist in the future. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you think, your DNA, right? The way that you're distinct, everything is unique and authentic. So that means your relationship with Krishna is authentic. When you have certain kind of ability or natural talent, that is your original talent. So you just need to utilize that original talent and serve Krishna. If you're not going to utilize that original talent, you're going to do something else, you're going to fake it. You will definitely never make it. If you're an introvert who only can stay in the kitchen and cook something very nice to Krishna, suddenly I take you out and go distribute Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? Go to the street. Now talk to the person, talk to the other fellow, you faint on the road. All right, you're going to get very frustrated. All right, like some people who are so excited, so extrovert, cannot keep quiet in 1 second, like Chanchala, monkey, cannot stand in one place. Suddenly you ask the fellow to go to the kitchen and start to cook, what will happen? Or suddenly you ask him to become a pujari, that's the worst thing to do. Stay in one place, no. He will faint. Right? And that's another thing that we must understand. So in this verse, we understand that those who constantly devoted serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. We also understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Everything is not same. There's like, previously we heard, right? Because all this, what we heard, everything is same. All the gods is same. Shiva, Muruga, Ganapati, Krishna, everything is same. Yellame only. No, it's not one. When we as a human being, we are not same. If every one of us are same, then every one of us should act in the same way. Example, the computer that I'm using now, it has Intel Core i7 9th generation. Okay, the computer that I'm using now, the processor is Intel Core i7 9th generation. So when that factory create Intel Core i7 9th generation, I think they should have made at least millions of these chips, and they spent all the world in this, and all the chips work in the same way. The same processor that I am having, if the same processor a guy having in America, it also perform the same task as what is performing in my computer. That is what same. When every one of us are equal, when everyone of us are same, then we all should act in the same way. But why do we have this personalized feeling? Why do we have this kind of intellectual? Why do we have this kind of what they call personal attribute? Why I think different and you think different? Why you and I don't think alike? Why a man marries the most beautiful girl? Why another man marries the most ugly girl? When everything is equal, all should be done in the same way. How can we be same? So that is the biggest misconception in spiritual life. They call Mayavadi technology. Mayavadi, what they call
Philosophy.
Mayavadi philosophy. It is Mayavadi philosophy. Everything is same. There's one group. They used to call each other Sandosham, happy, like that. It's kind of a very deviated group, and they are very unique. That's the first time in my life I actually called them for a debate. At that time I was only 18, 19 years old. Called them for a debate. I asked them, everything is same? Yes, everything is same. You and I are same. Everything around us is same. Yes. How about dogs, cat, chicken, fish, mutton, beef, what? Everything is same. They are God, I got, you got, everything God. Then I said, but why you're so unfortunate? If you're God, why you're so unfortunate? Right? When you call me God, what? But why I'm so unfortunate? Oh, you have not realized you are a God. So it takes another God to make you realize that you are a God. What crap is that? Then I ask, so everything is God. So really, yeah? Then I ask casually, how about chicken? God, God, this is. But why do you slaughter that God and eat? What nonsense you're talking? What does it make sense? Oh, dear God, chicken God, I'm going to cut you so I can eat your flesh. And the chicken God don't bless you. Yes, my senior God, human God, I bless you. I'm so happy. Nah, cut my throat and eat my flesh. He doesn't say that. He screams. That God, chicken, he screams and he cries in the house. All the goats, even the cow, when he sees another cow get killed, the cow cries in agony. The eyes are so wide open. He doesn't want to see. Why? The cow or the goat says, please slaughter me, human God. What nonsense. This is what the bogus philosophy, the very, very low grade. That means, you remember that day we spoke about the lowest among men. Do not surrender to me. These are the people called the lowest among men. Why? Shortcut. Right? The people like to go into, because everybody has the natural tendency of spirituality, but they like to choose the easy one. right? Just like when you're going to from art stream, I mean from 3 you're going to form 4. Okay, if you like to take the challenge, you go to science stream, or you like to take a little reduced challenge, you go to art stream. If you don't want to take challenge at all, you go to that accounts and perdagangan or something like that. Right? It's just like that. I don't want to take so much thing. And that guy come in with some word jugglery, juggle with words. He talks some. He said, oh, this and that, blah 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 blah, and this thing. I've seen a person who claimed themselves God was in life support, and the doctors have to come and tell when is God going to die. Or the doctors came and said that God actually died. Come on. So that's the thing. So that's the thing. That's why in this Bhagavad Gita, it reveals all these things. So Krishna, please, because in chapter 11, it's going to blow your head off when it comes to the universal form. In that universal form, Krishna will declare. So whenever you meet some bogus guys who call themselves as God, you can ask that question, but ask very humbly. Don't challenge. We don't want you to become a challenger. We don't want you to make a point or win a debate. Our main aim that you are convinced and you are enlightened. Give a Bhagavad Gita to all these bogus guys and just pray to Krishna. Dear Krishna, please you reveal the truth to them from within the heart. Just a prayer and give a Bhagavad Gita and you'll be surprised. Krishna will do his magic. All right? Okay. So I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Okay, now it's already 8:49, 8:50. My God. Okay, time's running. I think we don't take a break today. Take a break. Definitely, I think we won't make it. Yeah, what's the time now? 8:40. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Do you want a break? All of you want a break? Or you want me to continue?
You can continue, Prabhu.
Everyone okay, yeah? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
let's look at Chatusloki 11. Tesang evanukam partam ahang ajnana jam tama nashayam yatma bhavastu jnana deepena bhasvata. To show them a special mercy, I, dwelling in their heart, destroy the shining lamp of knowledge of the destroy with shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So that means Krishna says here that he lives in the heart. So once you start to meditate upon Krishna and everything, so so what he says, he will bring a lamp. Okay, he'll bring a lamp. In that lamp is a lamp of knowledge. So he will shine in your heart. That means dwelling in their heart, destroy the knowledge, destroy the darkness born of ignorance. So when all these people are in ignorance, in darkness, so Krishna from the heart will, with the shining lamp of knowledge, will destroy the darkness born of ignorance. Like just now, as I said, when these kind of people who are in darkness, in ignorance, who thinks every donkeys that walk on the street is God. So when you're going to give these kind of things, so Krishna willing, he is going to come in from the heart and he will reveal. Eventually, he will reveal. I mean, even to us, maybe we don't talk about them, it's out of the topic, but say about us. We might have some kind of ahankar. That means we say, oh, I cannot give up this habit. It's okay, don't give up. As I said that day, don't give up. Because Krishna says he will brighten your heart and your habit will fly away without you knowing it. Right? Without you knowing, everything flown off. Okay? Like that. Okay? Now, 12 and 13. Now, Arjuna is excited. When Arjuna heard all these things, he is thrilled. He's thrilled. And see the declaration, what Arjuna said. The declaration, even this can be a prayer. Even you can just memorize this verse and even can pray. Arjuna vacha parang brahma parang dhamma pavitram paramang bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adi devam ajam vibhum ahustvam rashaya sarve deva rishir naradastata asito devalo vyasa swayam chaiva bravishime. Param Brahma, the supreme personality of Godhead. Param Dhamma, Dhamma means area, the supreme place. Pavitram, pure. See, the thing that I'm wearing here is Pavitram. So when I wear this on my neck before I give class, all this, when you give people give class, they like to wear this. Why? So that my mind is purified, so I don't talk nonsense other than Gita. Pavitram, this is pure, purity. Pavitram. Pavitram is pure. So that means it's the purest. Paramam Bhavan, the place. Okay. The eternal translation origin. Okay, now let's look at this. Arjuna said, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, Param Brahma. The ultimate abode, Param Dhamma. The purest, Pavitram. The absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, original person. Okay. The unborn and the greatest. Then after that, Ahustvam Rishaya Sarve. Deva Rishir Naradas Tata. Asito Devalo Vyasa. I mean, Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Pravishimi. That means all the great sages as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you. That means before this, Arjuna have heard, yes, Narada have said, Asita have said, Devala have said, Vyasadeva have said that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. Now you yourself are declaring it to me. So we must understand. Right? So now we have to be convinced. So from 14, let's see what happened. Text 14. Oh Krishna, I totally accept truth, all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons or Lord can understand your personality. Then indeed you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. That day we spoke about external, marginal. So there's also internal potency we discuss following as we go on. So you only know yourself as an internal potency, as supreme person, origin of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulence by which you pervade all these worlds. What is the divine opulence that you control, that you are in everywhere in this three world? That pervades, that means you are in everywhere. How? Tell me, oh Krishna, the supreme mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? Maybe some of you are thinking that, and Arjuna is asking on your behalf. And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, oh personality of God? But before that, I forgot to say that now it says, in this verse 12 and 13, Krishna says, you yourself are declaring it to me. That means here in Bhagavad Gita, we are not simply speculating, especially they say, why Hare Krishna people only pray to Krishna? Because we follow Bhagavad Gita, simple. Because Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says he's God. Okay. Now the text 17 says, what are the various forms you have remembered and the supreme person of God? How to remember you? Okay, let's look at 10:19. What he says, Sri Bhagavan Vacha Antate Katayishyami Divya Hyatma Vibhutayaha Pradayanta Kuru Shreshta Nastyanto Vitarasya Me. What he says, oh supreme person of God, it said, yes, I will tell you my splendorous manifestation. Krishna says, I will tell you, but only of those which are prominent. That means what we're going to hear from now, Krishna only going to tell which is only prominent, because it's unlimited. For my opulence is limitless. Okay, now let's look at this. Devatas. Devatas means demigods. So Krishna says, of all Devatas, I am Indra. Among Adityas, I am Vishnu. Among Rudras, I am Shiva. Among generals, I am Kartikeya. Who's the general? Senadipati, Murugan. So Krishna says, among that the general, I'm Murugan. That means I am Kartikeya. Of course, there's another beautiful pastime which you can study in Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana is the Purana that Lord Murugan have spoke to Lord Shiva. And that Skanda Puranam is one of the authentic Puranam that also speaks so much of glories about chanting. We have time, we have chance. If Krishna willing, maybe one day we can also discuss that. Among Vasus, I'm Agni. Among Daityas, I'm Praglad. Among dispenser of law, I'm Yamaraj. Among creators, I'm Brahma. Among the cross of procreation, I'm Kandarpa. Nature. Among the lights, I am the sun. Among the stars, I am the moon. Among the mountains, I am Meru. Among the immovable, I am Himalayas. Among the water bodies, I am ocean. Among the trees, I am banyan tree. Among the rivers, I am Ganga. Among the months, I am Margashirsha. Margashirsha means Margali. Margali Masam. Margali when? The month of December, January. Margali. Among the seasons, I am the spring. So when it comes to Margali month, you should think there's a whole month is Krishna's. Right? That's why everything is so. That's why there's a song, right? Margali Poove, all these kind of songs, right? Because Margali month is such a beautiful month. And among all the sages, I am Vyasadeva. Among the great sages, I am Bhrigu Muni. Among great sages, among the demigod, Devarishi. That means I am Narada. Among the priests, I am Brahaspati. And among the perfected being, I am Kapila. And among the great thinkers, I am Sukracharya or Usana. And animals, among the horses, I am Uchchashrava. Among lordly elephant, I am Airavata. Airavata is an elephant that what they call Indra has in heavenly kingdom. Airavat. Among the cows, I am Surabhi. Among the serpents, I am Vasuki. Among many hooded nagas, I am Ananta. Among the fishes, I am the shark. Among the beasts, I am the lion. And among the birds, I am Garuda. Philosophical truth. Among the senses, I am the mind. Among living entities' heart, I am the super soul. And in poetry, I am the Gayatri mantra. And letter, I am R. A. Letter A is me, R. And among compound word, I am dual compound. And among the science, I am the spiritual science of self. And among the logicians, I am the conclusive truth. And Samaveda hymns, I am a Brihat Sama. And among the Vedic mantras, vibration, I am the transcendental Om. And among the sacrifice, I am the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is Krishna. And among the Vedas, I am Samaveda. So all these things are Krishna is declaring. So please go and refer to your Srimad Bhagavatam. If you need a Srimad Bhagavatam, I say that you can see all that learnings of a Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything is mentioned about Krishna and in detail. Okay, Bhagavad Gita's expansion is Srimad Bhagavatam. So anyway, now we understand Bhagavad Gita is very unique. Right? Bhagavad Gita is very unique. So we go on. So that's the thing. So order a Gita kit. Okay, it's not 56, it's 50 ringgit. Where you're going to get a set of Bhagavad Gita, one set of Japamala, and of course the thing. This is not available. This is my old slide. I've not adjusted this slide. All right, all these 3 packets for 50 ringgit. Today I've sent two packets, 2 set to a devotee that I've purchased, and another one is she's receiving as a donation. There's a devotee sponsored, and she's receiving as a donation. So all these things they are getting. Very interesting. So with that, we end the session here. Is there any questions? Any comment? Let's discuss the questions. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Today's topic was wonderful, Prabhu. Thank you so much for all the drawings that you did in the whiteboard. It was really, really helpful. I can't wait to read this book, this chapter after this before going to bed. And hopefully by the end of today, I'll be more clear about it. I have to go through again, probably the recordings as well. But again, thank you very much, Prabhu, for your time and your enthusiastic approach to this chapter and the whole Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Prabhu.
You know something, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it explains about this universal form and everything. And you know what it says? If a person understands this universal creation, he is guaranteed liberated. So I think if you understand half, or even you understood what I said, that means you're on your way. Because this is one of my favorite topics when I talk about this. Because universal form, what I shared with you is only a drop. There's so much further. They call Mount Meru. Okay, when you look at this Devi Dham, how you can get liberated. There's divided by 7 layers. And every layer is 10 times more than the previous layer. Start with mind, intelligence, ego, blah, 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 It's astounding. And in Mount Meru, there'll be a Mount Meru. In Mount Meru, how the things, everything is very, very complicated. And of course, there's one of the Prabhupada disciple. He's a scientist. His name is Sariputta Das. He's a NASA scientist and he's a mathematician, scientist. He have compiled that book. He compiled the book of the Vedic astronomy. I had that book, but I still don't understand. It's so complicated. It's so detailed. You must have a what they call scientific mind to understand that. So, but we do not need to understand up to that level. That's how, as Krishna says, he will reveal the knowledge through the heart. Thank you, Kribashini Rehu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. But these were topics that I remember my twin sister was telling me after her classes with you previously. She was like, today Prabhu taught how the universe was created. So yesterday about the chanting, the rounds, and today's session are classes that I've been waiting since I joined the program. So it was really wonderful. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
My pleasure. Hare Krishna. Any other
Yes,
takeaway?
Prabhu. Prabhu, I find that with the lessons is
Mhm.
like giving me sight, not just shining light on my eyes, but giving me sight. So once I see, I find that seeing one thing is not enough. My eye keep opening and to see so many things, and it feels that I don't want to do anything else. I want to go to the mountain and just see. So I think this is, I don't know what's happening, Prabhu, and I was thinking, am I being too extreme, lah? Like the first time a blind person sees,
Yeah.
wow, he cannot stop seeing, and he just wants to go on seeing. Yeah, so I do not know, Prabhu, is there a way to like control my madness?
That's why Krishna warned you in Dhyana Yoga. Remember in the chapter Dhyana Yoga? In Dhyana Yoga,
Yeah,
what is? Yeah. So
Dhyana is the meditation.
Dhyana is meditation. I think chapter 2. I think chapter 2 or chapter 3. I mean, Gita summarize or they call in chapter 3 is
Okay.
karma.
Okay.
That's one we telling. You can't even maintain your body by not doing anything. Remember that?
Yes.
You act according to the locality you are in and you engage in spiritual life. To give up everything and go to the mountains is something which is not recommended in Bhagavad Gita. Of course, the excitement is there because, as you said, a blind man suddenly starts seeing is very exciting. Fair enough. All right. But what you're seeing is only a glimpse now. There's still a lot of things to see. So the only way that you can, that means, in other words, now you are coming to that ecstatic, you're getting very excited about spiritual life. So what you should do now, you should further, to be more excited, to feel. That means now you heard about it, your eyes want to see it. But what happens if you feel it? Your feelings. So the feelings will come when you start to engage. That means you go to temple, you do this kind of service, you just go to the temple like SJMKL, you're involved. So you can
Yes.
see what you can involve. Just try to get involved in something. At least there's no service, at least you can go and pick some rubbish here and there. All that, whatever things that fall, just pick some tissues, and chant Hare Krishna with full concentration. If you the best way to do it is chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. So
Okay, Prabhu.
but to give up everything, that means you feel like, oh, I'm so excited. I feel like, yes, I understand the feeling. Because I also felt the same thing. I think those who are seasoned devotees should have felt the same thing. Oh my God, I'm wasting my life. So what happened? The best thing is, if you don't have any other commitment, you can even consider to become a full-time devotee, dedicate yourself 100% Krishna conscious. But if you are a devotee who still have commitment with your family, do your job. Don't expect the result, but engage your mind and your energy in serving Krishna. The best way is to distribute books. Prabhu, let me tell you, if you distribute Bhagavad Gita, you will have that explosion feeling in your heart. If you talk about Bhava Bhakti, the ecstatic love of Krishna will appear. Right? Like what like TK Prabhu and I, we are working on to preach to the Chinese. That is our that because we are trying to conceive our excitement, but we would like to go forward to preach to the Chinese, to create Chinese devotees. So you can help us on that. Okay, to print that books, as I said, we need 7,500 to print that book, because that book is coming from China, and of course we don't have that. We can't print in Malaysia, so we are doing Cheta Rompa. So we are sending to that what they call to the printer, and the printer is asking, because first payment, because they need to do some artwork and all this. But after that, I think it's going to cost you around 6,000, because that 1,000 books is vital to kickstart Chinese preaching effort. You can think about it. You can even think about help. But we are not saying you give us the money. No, you just think how you can help us. I mean, you can talk to your fellow friends, or you can inspire your fellow Chinese devotees, because this is meant for Chinese. We want to outreach. Say it takes a thorn to take a thorn out. So it takes a Chinese to preach to the Chinese. So if you are very impressed when you say, maybe it's Krishna's arrangement. I am speculating because I don't know what is in your mind. I don't know what is in your heart. But I'm looking at possibilities. So one of the possibilities, that opportunity that I'm looking through you, is that opportunity of outreach program to the Chinese. In the future, we're going to have a huge Chinese yatra in Malaysia, who are all first-class devotees. So that is my ultimate goal. And also TK Tan Prabhu, which is Sri Vikram Prabhu, which is very senior devotee in Malaysia, one of the most senior devotee in Malaysia. And we all are working. We are trying our best. Let's see what Krishna's plan.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Prabhu?
Sorry, Prabhu. I was cut.
No, do you know Sri Vikram Prabhu, TK Tan?
Oh yes, yes. I know. He's very senior. Yeah. He I met him in the KL Krishna group.
Okay. Now, if you have a chance, you can sit with him and see how you can plan or chalk your journey in Krishna conscious.
Okay,
You feel-
Prabhu.
You feel like something very agitating, right? You couldn't sleep at night, yes or not? Thinking about
Huh?
it.
I like to sleep, so sleep at night can. But once I read the Gita, and
Because,
then the
because-
blindness, I get some sight lah. You know, like blind man first time seeing, however blur, he still enjoys. You know, so it's like crazy. I cannot be going on this mad path lah. I mean, I've got to control myself.
if you
Yeah.
if you can sleep, means you still hasn't gone mad.
Oh, okay. Okay, Prabhu. Was tired.
Honestly telling, I'm having a sleepless night.
Okay.
Having a sleepless night. I hardly sleep. I think I go to bed by 10 and I just can sleep up to 12. After that, I'm sleepless. So whole night I cannot sleep. So I just do my chanting and everything. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that the ecstatic love. Because when your whole body vibration is at a very high level. And the most beautiful part, there's no anxiety. Yeah, what to do now? Tomorrow, what to do? What? Don't need to worry about everything. Everything will fall into places. Okay, anyway, there's one small announcement here. Okay. Tomorrow morning, I cannot do class because tomorrow morning I have a medical checkup. Okay, when I saw the date 12th August, then I remember something. Then I just took my medical, what they call this thing, and I just saw tomorrow 13th August morning 9 o'clock, I'm having a doctor's appointment. So I need to cancel the class. So I hope all those who are coming in the morning, please join evening class. So tomorrow we do chapter 11, and chapter 11 going to be mind-blowing. Like what CS Prabhu, until now you feel like this. When you start to go with chapter 11, after this you start to feel you become more and more and more. You cannot tahan, you feel
That's
like
why
you
this course. That's why
want
this
to-
course. Sorry, Prabhu. That's why this course is called Gita Gyan. Gyan, Gyan is the Malay word like ketage.
Oh, that Gyan, huh? And something, Prabhu, this Gita Gyan supposed to be a very basic introduction, but I can't stop myself. And we went so much in deep detail. The same standard of studying Bhakti Sastri. In Bhakti Sastri, we study that. That means the diploma or degree in Bhagavad Gita, they study like this. But anyway, you all have reciprocated, and I'm so excited. Yes, Mr. Chong?
Krishna Prabhu. Actually, we come to a point that actually Krishna also don't want us in Krishna conscious, don't want us to give up anything. Because you already talked about the Yukta Vairagya. I think you said so. That's what he wants us to be. Because even the pure devotee do that. So that is the point. So everything, even the things from Maya also to be dovetail. So this is the art of work.
Yes.
As I think the art of working in Krishna conscious definitely it is. So I did come across like that also previous in my early time. Then I realized lucky I didn't go into that, because I finally think that a lot of things that happen make me see that if I go into that kind of scenario, I will fall. Definitely. So we have to be careful. We have to still go through like association. We learn from a senior, and then as we go on, the maturity will come. And
Yeah.
yeah. And one of the things, can I bring back the opulence of the absolute truth? Because I just want to say that hey, don't sorry, yeah, my
Okay.
wife.
Oh, all right.
Because I want to check it up that the absolute, the most confidential knowledge, what is the varieties? That means towards this opulence of the absolute truth. Is it I mean it's most confidential already, with the authority that of Krishna, that we should understand that that should be the highest already. But what is Krishna trying to say? That all this, I'm going to tell you some higher learning, higher knowledge. That's only confusing.
Krishna is like an ocean, and you can't find the depth of the sea. You know, it's an ocean. When we dive in, we are going down and down and down and down and down. So until we come to one platform, we thought we have already hit the ground. You know, so when you hit the ground, you think, oh, that's it, I've done. But when you look in front, there is still thing going down. So it's down and down and down, because Krishna is unlimited. You know, Krishna's unlimited.
Yeah.
That's why what Krishna says, I will tell you the confidential story. Okay, the most confidential knowledge. Then after that, Krishna says, I'll share with you even more confidential. Why? Because out of Krishna's causeless mercy. Why? Arjuna is his friend. Correct? Because there's no limit for Krishna. You can't limit. That means you cannot put a scale from A to B and everything should be in between. No. Krishna, they don't have this, they don't have that. It's eternity. So to understand, like for instance, you know that Vishnu lying on that Ananda Shesha, the
Yes.
snake hood. There
Yes.
are thousands of snake hood. You know, they hate the snake head, thousands of snake, and all of them are singing the pastimes of Krishna every day. Once they sing, they don't repeat back, and they are singing that from when we don't know, and it keeps singing till today. So that means Krishna's pastimes is eternal, unlimited, and it cannot be conceived in human brain.
Yes. I know what you mean now, because sometimes, sometimes in our,
I'm going to give you some practical revelation when you start to talk about on universal form.
oh, okay.
In that universal form, Krishna says, like what C.S. Prabhu says, my eyes is open, my blind. That's why I was just thinking, you come tomorrow, you'll be like, get a shock. You know, Krishna will give the divine eye to Arjuna. And Arjuna start to see this, he'll get a shock, he'll get scared. You know, and the best thing, what Krishna sees, you're going to see tomorrow. All right. Any other
Thank
questions?
Prabhu.
Thank you. So I hope you all enjoyed the class. I'm so excited. You know, like when your feedback, you are giving me feedback says that you really enjoyed it. That means because I'm always trying my best, trying to meditate. How can I present this class in such a way, lively? And always I believe in this one sitting, you have to learn as much as you can. My target, one sitting, at least 50%, get it, grasp it. The other 50%, with little effort, you can get it 100%. You can get into 100%. Not just like talk to you in a very surface level. Then after that, you come back again. No, first effort is should be the best effort. Okay. So with that, thank you so much. It's my great pleasure. I'm so fortunate to be in association with every one of you. Every one of you giving me so much of enthusiasm. And of course, when I start to put September class, it looks like nobody's signing up. It worries me. So please go and talk to all your friends. Ask them to sign up for this session for the month of September. Of course, I'll tell you the date because I need to check because there's some important wedding. My nephew is getting married and all this. So I just want to adjust the time so that I won't be in anxiety during the class. Okay, like tomorrow morning is supposed to be the medical checkup. I forgot it. So, and all those people going to come on the morning, they're going to get very upset. I come, they're expecting, here, no class. So I don't want that to happen. So I'll plan accordingly and I'll mention everyone. So till then, have a beautiful evening. Vancha kalpataruvascha kripa sindhu bevacha. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful day.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Prabhu.
much, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Really appreciate.
There you go.